Okay, so hey there, tweeters and YouTubers. Um, I'm joining you guys today to review the Snowden movie, which I saw on Wednesday. Um, I realize it's now Friday, but so this is probably a little bit late. But since Snowden's coming out tonight, maybe you all will have a chance to buy a ticket and see the movie. Um, and don't see any of those other movies like Blair Witch or something. Um, Anyways, Snowden is an exciting love story, if you will, slash thriller. Um, Maybe more thriller than you realize, since there's been, a lot of people in the government have been calling for Julian Assange's assassination. Um, just to maybe give you a little bit of weight to the story here. Um, but yeah, this is definitely also a love story. One that is surprisingly poignant and interesting, especially Cheyenne Woodley's character, who I thought was a lot more influential to the film and to the characters, into the story, than you might have expected. Um, so yeah, Cheyenne Woodley's character was good. The male lead was also good. I forgot his name, but the guy who played Edward Snowden was great. This is an Oliver Stone film. He hasn't had a movie gross over 100 million since Platoon, but he makes really good quality, politically charged films, and they have varying degrees of success. I think his last two films made like 50 million, and I think this is well positioned enough and interesting enough that it could possibly be the next hit from Oliver Stone. I guess time will tell how interested people are in this. It's a very exciting subject matter, and the film is very accurate. You could go watch the HBO documentary on it. Um, I've seen this documentary, the HBO documentary, and just listening to Snowden during the documentary, you kind of get a weight for what's at stake here, um, with our privacy and the U.S. government, and all this kind of seeing is believing sort of thing, I guess. One thing you may want to be aware of when going into this film is that it's just all true. I mean, if you're expecting, Snowden to die at the end of the film, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but this guy is alive. This is. You don't have to be a political science major to get it, but it definitely wouldn't hurt to do a little bit of research, impress your friends before you go see the movie or afterwards by knowing a little bit about the topic. But even if you don't, at least if you go see Snowden, you'll be entertained for 2 hours, and at the end of the day, you're going to be a lot smarter for it, because it's all facts as far as we can tell. This is a factual movie. The movie I went to see was at the ArcLight, and there was a Q&A afterwards. It wasn't live. It was live streamed in New York, and then it was replayed for us people in Los Angeles. I think that's how it worked. And that was very good. The live stream, the replay was just, it was informative. Like, the main question was, like, how does Snowden feel about this movie? Did he feel it was accurate? And not only did Snowden get a lot of time to talk on his opinions about privacy and why that's important, and not only did he get to talk, about why privacy is important. He also got to, say how he felt about the accuracy of the movie, and from what we could tell, he believes that the movie is completely accurate. And Oliver Stone also talked during that time, and we found out that he spent a lot of time going for accuracy. So, even though it is a love story and it's politically charged and it's true, it's also very entertaining. So, you will be gripping your seat from time to time, and especially if you keep in mind the real world consequences of a single misstep in Snowden's path. I mean, spoiler alert, if you know the story. But anyways, I'm not going to keep you guys too long. I usually go on for about 10 minutes or so when I'm talking about these movies, but there's really no precedence for a movie like this. There's not really a lot to say except for you have to go see it for yourself, and you have to experience this political drama for yourself. We're in the middle of a lot of political turmoil. We don't know what's going on or who's going to be president or who's even going to be running for president next month, because there's so much upheaval in the political arena. But the good news is Oliver Stone did endorse Jill Stein for president, and she's healthy, and she's basically a paragon of health and political activism. She's got a long record of great political activism, and all of her beliefs, the Green Party beliefs, were have been around for a while, and Bernie was not the first to take up this torch. So we're hoping that Oliver Stone's endorsement of Jill Stein sort of creates a catalyst for that political movement as well, or at least some discussion, because that is kind of what Oliver Stone does. He creates discussion around these topics. But I know there's a lot of Democrats and Republicans that don't even want to admit that the Green Party exists at this point. But it looks like more and more like that's the reality, is that people want another choice. Speaking of another choice, you do have to see the Snowden movie. It's probably one of the most important movies and one of those well-done movies I've seen in a long time. There's just so much rehashing and dramatization of the political arena out there, and to see something this accurate and well done is such a breath of fresh air. I mean, you don't want to be bored to tears when you're trying to see a political movie or whatever. And this movie is not that. It's no Natural Born Killers, but it's pretty good. Anyways, you guys have a great day, and have a good remainder of your summer, and we'll talk to you in November maybe.